Hello everyone, welcome to Lipnox VR, and today we're talking about Loco Dojo, a multiplayer board game type of experience, but today I'm reviewing it from the single player perspective. So a little bit of context, just to break it down, but I wanted to play this game with my friends Midlife and Welsh Gamer. They're content creators, and I'll drop their channels down below. But we tried to play, and unfortunately, the game is region locked, so they're apparently fixing it post-launch, but there was no way for me to play with them prior, so unfortunately, I'm relegated to covering just the single player. So this is a single player review, and we're going to cover it as a single player game on this review. But I do say, just in context, this game really asks for multiplayer. You can play with random people, but because the game's not out yet, I really couldn't do that, so I'm kind of lost in that regard. But let's get into the single player stuff, because I think it is important to talk about this. Also, before I get into this, I do want to give a big thank you to the developer for sending the key over. Make Real are the people who made this game, so huge thank you to them. I really appreciate having a chance to play this. I've been excited about trying this through PC, and I just never had a chance to play the Vive Infinity version, so it's really cool that I can play this version now. But the issue is that for single player, you have two options of how you're going to play the game. You can play just the minigames themselves, and you apparently need to get a certain medal in each one of the first set of minigames to unlock the next set, and so on to unlock all the minigames for that mode. And there's another mode called Grand Sensei's 10 Trials Test, and it is basically a single player board game. I'm sorry to say, but it's like, it literally feels like you're playing a board game by yourself. So picture the game of life, but you're playing it one player by yourself, and that is what this feels like, and that is not a good feeling at all. And this is where I kind of get into this issue here, is that I'm now basically stuck to being able to play these mini-games, and I don't remember exactly how many of these mini-games there are, but basically we're stuck to just playing the mini-games, basically, as far as I'm concerned, by single player. And the thing is with the mini-games is they are wacky, they are silly, and they were designed around playing with your friends and laughing at your friends. So they're not really that much fun as competitive single player mini-games. And it's sort of like, that's where it all comes down to, is that it's hard to play them, they have really awkward, weird controls that are meant to be funny. It's meant to laugh, it's meant to be silly, but it's like, you're playing by yourself, so you're not really going for that experience. And overall, with the minigames, I just don't really, none of the ones I played I actually really liked at all. There was one where I was basically supposed to be grabbing fish in the air, but I found it was easier to just swap them out of the air. There's another one I'm throwing the javelin, but it seemed like no matter how hard I tried, it was just constantly missing, and I kind of got a good rhythm at one point, but it didn't feel that great. And there was one I did that I don't have footage of where you're milking a pig and it shoots white stuff in your face, so I didn't like that. But no comment beyond that. But yeah, like, it's one of those things that I wanted to love this game. I really want to like this game, and I think after it comes out and I can play with people properly, it's going to be a great time. But right now, if you're buying this for a single player, if you're not planning on playing with friends and you just want this single player board game experience type of deal, the fact there's no AI opponents in the board game mode makes the board game mode feel really pointless. And since I need to sort of grind away at these frustrating, wacky minigames to unlock more minigames, I don't like that either. So I get into a position where this game just isn't for a single player, and as a single player game, I can't recommend it. For the multiplayer, that's a different story, and from what I've heard, it's a great, fantastic multiplayer game. I've watched way back in the day, one of my favorite YouTubers, Let's Chat, she covered this game, the PC version, and I was so excited about it, and I really want to check this one out with the multiplayer at some point, so maybe that'll be a future video, but unfortunately, the way that the embargo went, I pretty much have to get the video out now, or there's no point in making it at all. So this is the single player review, and my review is I don't recommend it for the single player. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. I don't like being negative, and I don't like talking about negative stuff in this regard, and I think the game is probably worth it, but not for single player. I'm out of here. Goodbye. Thank you guys for watching.